best anti-aging tools. What is happening when you do not sleep is you're creating a chronic inflammatory situation. Deep sleep is detox for the brain. Here are the three better ways, ways you can look at to help you get a better night. Let's talk about sleep. I really want to help you master sleep because what I'm going to show you is that the science is really predicting that if you are getting a good night's sleep, you are preventing a whole host of chronic diseases, and sleep literally is one of your best anti-aging tools, and it's free. So I want to help you sleep, but first, let me explain why sleep is so important. And let me tell you what the new study said, because this is a big study. Are you ready? Let's dive in. So the brand new study was done in 2025, yay, current, and it looked at research on over 88,000 people. You have no idea what a big sample size that is when we're looking at research. And what they found with these 88,000 people was that good sleep is one of the best predictors of longevity, and poor sleep has much greater costs than we realized. So here's what the study looked at. The study linked 172 diseases to poor sleep. And this is a massive study. I look at research all the time. 88,000 people in a sample size is almost unheard of. But this particular study tracked several components of sleep, because I also want to point out that just because you slept, I guess I'm going to tell you this, just because you slept didn't mean it was good quality sleep. So don't click off. I really want to help you master this and understand it, because it's such an important health tool, and it's free. So what they did in this study is they tracked duration, the amount of hours, onset, how long does it take you to fall asleep, the rhythm, how consistently you stay asleep, the efficiency, like how much time do you spend in deep sleep every night, and sleep disturbances, which is where you kick yourself out of sleep. And they followed people for 7 years, tracking both their sleep markers and over more than 200 health issues. Like they looked at blood pressure, they looked at heart disease, surely they looked at waist circumference and metabolic dysfunction. And the researchers also accumulated other influences. They looked at exercise and they looked at their diet. So this was a really well thought out research study. And what they found was if you're getting a poor night's sleep, you are potentially setting yourself up for over 172 of these diseases. And here's some of them. Fatty liver disease, which we've talked a lot about here on this channel, gangrene, bacterial infections, and age-related mobility problems. So this can be like stiffness or chronic pain or challenges, getting up and out of a chair. Funny how sleep would affect that. They also saw that there were 92 other diseases that poor sleep affected: Parkinson's, dementia, kidney failure, heart disease, type 2, IBS, depression, and anxieties. And what they came out of this study and said that what is happening when you do not sleep is you're creating a chronic inflammatory situation. And this inflammation seems to bridge the gap between poor sleep and diseases. So you don't sleep, you inflame your body. When you stay in an inflamed state, you set yourself up for all those diseases. Now, they found that there were a couple pieces of sleep that really mattered. And one of them I'm really focused in on, because in my clinic, we used to detox people all the time. And this aspect of sleep is how your brain detoxifies itself, and it is deep sleep. You need to get into those deep sleep, which is why if you're sleeping with lots of lights on, we'll talk about this in a moment, if you're sleeping with a lot of noise, if you have alcohol before you sleep, a lot of that affects deep sleep. And when you're in deep sleep, what is happening is your brain actually shrinks so that your cerebral spinal fluid can come up your spine, wash the crevices of your brain, and detox your brain. Deep sleep is detox for the brain, and we've got to get you into deep sleep. So here are the three better ways, ways you can look at to help you get a better night's sleep. Ready? So the first one is wake up at the same time every morning. So this sounds really simple, but it really makes a big difference, and it helps you establish what they call a sleep rhythm. So going to bed and waking up at the same time has like really a huge impact on your health. It's so simple, right? Just set up a routine where you're going to bed and you're getting up at the same time. And there was a 2020 study in sleep medicine that found that napping and weekend catching up on sleep doesn't help you recover from a sleep deficit. So a better approach, if you're like one of those people that you're like all over the place with your sleep rhythm and you think you can make up for it on the weekends, it's not working. We need to get to bed at the same time. We need to get up at the same time so that we can have a new sleep rhythm. Okay, second trick, black out your room. Now, I'm going to tell you, years ago, I was with a bunch of entrepreneurs. I was a part of a group, those of you that know Jesse Itzler, and we would do these, I was part of his mentor team, and we did these big weekend gatherings. And when we would come together, everybody was like biohacking their sleep in one way or another. And it became, sleep masks became the hot item of these weekends. And this is like as little as like 4 years ago. And I was like, a sleep mask? I need to cover my eyes when I sleep. But once I started to use it, put it in the comments if you've used one. They are not expensive. There's lots of variations. You don't need to get a fancy one. But when you go completely blacked out, this makes a difference in the quality of your sleep. So what they know and what they're finding is that the second most important thing to deep sleep is light. So what they're finding is in order to get that deep sleep that I'm talking about, we need to get you into what they call stage 3 and stage 4 levels of sleep. And light is the biggest thing that blocks you from getting into those deep sleep where you will detox your brain. Blue light is disruptive to our body. It simulates sunlight. It shuts off melatonin production. There was a 2011 study that found that exposing people to blue light before bed suppressed melatonin, their main hormone that they need to be able to sleep. But those of you who I've read Age Like a Girl, I have a whole chapter on sleep because estrogen helped your circadian rhythm. And one of the things that I found in my research for this book is how important it is that we use light right. You want blue light during the day. You do not want any light at night because it shuts off melatonin production. Okay, quick pause of the video. Do you know that my new book, Age Like a Girl, is out? It's a trilogy now. It's Fast Like a Girl, Eat Like a Girl, and Age Like a Girl. And I am so proud of this book because I show you why menopause rewires your brain for the better. It is how your brain starts to change itself so you finally put yourself first. And for the science hounds, I have over 450 peer-reviewed citations proving everything I wrote in this book, and I can't wait for you to get it. Okay, next trick. Kava tea or some kind of or extract, but you want to have something that calms your nervous system at night before you go to bed. So you're sort of in a pre-sleep moment. And why I put out Kava tea is because there's some incredible studies on it, specifically that it activates our GABA receptor sites in our brain. Now, for my perimenopausal women, remember that you start to lose progesterone at 35, and with progesterone comes GABA. So if you're struggling to calm yourself down to go into a sleepy state, you might find that with the loss of progesterone, you really are losing this GABA connection, and Kava can bring it back. They're called Kava lactones, and a 2012 study found that Kava lactones activate these GABA receptor sites in our brain, and they start to help us calm our brain down and prepare it for sleep. They even found, other studies are showing that they have found that Kava reduced sleep disturbances and improved these stage 3 and stage 4 levels of sleep that get you into that deep sleep. But Kava doesn't stop there. It also lowers cortisol. So remember that cortisol, if it's high, your brain and your body's like, we're still running from a tiger. We're not going into deep sleep. And that Kava is from a 2001 study. The researchers gave Kava to people with insomnia and chronic stress, and it significantly improved their sleep quality and decreased their cortisol levels. So, and it acts within 20 minutes. So you have solutions. Please, if you are wanting more on sleep, go and check out the video I did on creatine, my new favorite sleep supplement. So for many of us, because of the nature of blue lights, because of the amount of stress we're under, because of the hormonal transition we might be in, sleep is becoming a major issue. And we don't want to set you up for these 172 diseases. We don't want to speed up aging. So it's simple. It's not, these are not, you don't need to start dousing large amounts of melatonin. You don't need to do these expensive things to get to sleep. We just need a routine. We need to focus on light. We can use little things that nature has given us, like Kava, to start to calm the system down. Now, for those of you who have Age Like a Girl, in the sleep chapter, I give you a whole sleep checklist of other research-backed tricks that are all free. So, but really, let's sleep together. Let's sleep together. We really need to make sure, as a human race, that we are prioritizing sleep and that we're actually sleeping well. So let me know if that's helped, and if you have any other sleep hacks, I'm open to hearing them. Put them in the comments. If this helped, you're not going to want to stop there. Check out this video.